The number one reason why I am not selling my modified Panasonic GH1 and GH5S to buy a Sony A7S III or Canon R5, it is because the lens is technically far more in control of the artistic look of a shot than the camera itself. I will not even buy the upcoming GH6. If you compare the GH1 to the GH2, you can see that the improvement was not significant. So it's going to be the same scenario between the GH5S and the GH6. That's why I bought the GH1 and then GH5S. So GH2, GH3, GH4, for me, I was not so impressed by them. You can attach a terrible lens to a very expensive camera and you get a terrible image. On the other hand, you can attach a very good lens to a cheap camera and you get an amazing image. The second reason is the dynamic range of the camera. Sony claims that the A7S III can capture 15 stops of dynamic range, but it cannot do 4K DCI. It is the same issue with the Panasonic S5. It's about the same price as the GH5S, but the S5 cannot do 4K DCI. Some people claim that the dynamic range of the Canon R5, it's about 12 stops when shooting 8K video at ISO 400. For me, this is a big disappointment. I was expecting the Canon R5 to deliver 16 stops of dynamic range in video mode. I have the same issue with the S1H and the upcoming GH6, MAVO Edge 8K, and URSA Mini Pro 12K. What I see in these cameras is that resolution is increased significantly, and they can record RAW, but not so much improvement in terms of dynamic range. I was seriously considering to buy the upcoming URSA, but when I saw 12K and 80 megapixels, but Super 35 sensor and 14 stops of dynamic range for nearly $10,000, then I said to myself, wait a minute, it might be possible to modify the URSA 12K by adding an internal speed booster to get full frame. But if you do that, you will lose the warranty. I have kind of the same issue with the MAVO Edge 8K. It is full frame, but the dynamic range is limited to 14 stops. At this time, I am not impressed by the specs. I will keep my GH5S and buy more of them for my production. Then I will invest in more advanced glass filters to increase the dynamic range of my GH5S. Last but not least, some people think that with RAW it is possible to capture the full dynamic range of a camera, but it is not possible with ProRes. As a matter of fact, the difference between ProRes and RAW images generated by CMOS sensors is minimal and even negligible. So shooting RAW will not save you money. ProRes is still the preferred recording format to balance between quality and cost. I think that the GH5S is still the best budget cinema camera on the market.